Hey, folks, welcome to InTheMoneyStocks.com's intraday analysis video, brought to you by the creators of proprietary price, pattern, and time methodology. Learn the PPT strategies and profit for life. Let's get started today on this Wednesday, November 12th, 2014. Markets right now are mixed. NASDAQ's up 10 points, so the tech sector is doing better today. Dow and S&P are lower. Dow just down 13 points, S&P down about 2 points. So again, as you can see, you're looking at the SPY. This is on an intraday basis. Each of these candles is 10 minutes from the start of the day right here to current time right here, which is just after 2 p.m. Eastern time. As you can see, markets opened up decently lower. And this was very, very interesting because if you zoom out here on the chart, let me just zoom out a little bit. Notice how we gapped below this trend line, this pivot top, this pivot low right here. We opened below it, but one thing I stress to our members here at InTheMoneyStocks.com is that you have to be able to read the chart and understand that unless you close and confirm below a line, it is not technically broken. This is one of the biggest kind of tricks that the institutions use to get you on the wrong side of the trade. The average investor would have seen the gap down below that line today and think, oh, we're going lower. Well, not really, because you didn't confirm below that. In fact, notice how you rallied up, you closed back above, you retested that blue line again, you closed above. That was a buy signal, and up you go. Then you come back in here and you try to break again. You close below, don't confirm, rally up. So each of these times, there was never a confirmation signal of a breakdown on the market, and ultimately, which way do you go? You go back to the upside. And again, beautiful 1, 2, 3 bar surge here, and we've just gone sideways. Markets right now, to me, folks, I'm going to be very blatant and honest with you. Markets right now, to me, unless something crazy happens, are probably going to get the normal buy program at 3:30 today into the end of the day. So we're about an hour and 20 minutes from 3:30 right now. I would say based on this bullish consolidation pattern, the fact that every day you're getting a buy program. Look, yesterday, 1, 2, 3. Look at here. Up it goes into the end of the day. Look at here, 1, 2, 3 bar up. I could go back multiple days and show you that you're getting this buy program end of the day, which is really some short covering, as well as potentially buy program from the Fed. But ultimately, that's what you should expect. Okay, I repeat, upside in the end of the day is what you should expect. Now, there's always a chance that something different happens, but until that proves itself, make the market prove itself to you. Unless that happens, you always just go neutral to positive into the end of the day. Because, again, that's what's working. So if that's working, then trust that the market's going to do that until it shows you otherwise. Now, if it did show us otherwise, to me, that would be a multi-day sell signal. All right, what do I mean by that? Well, I mean, essentially, at this stage of the game, unless something changes. Once something changes, it does continue to mean sell-side action. And again, we can look at a couple different charts to kind of go over that. But ultimately, that would be a change in character and tell us that there's a shift going on, and downside is most likely the direction at that point. But until then, neutral to upside, neutral to upside, neutral to upside. Now, there are some interesting little charts with action going on today. One of them I want to show you is Travelers. So we all know the company Travelers, TRV is the symbol here. And if we go to this, you can see it's down today. Now, it's not down a lot. It's not down a lot by any stretch, but I want to show you this on the daily chart because yesterday it put in a topping tail, and look at today's follow-on downside. So really what you can see here, folks, take a look at this. See how every day we were closing near the highs of the day, high of the day, near the high of the day, near the high of the day, near the high, etc. And then yesterday we saw a change in character with a close at the low of the day, all right, including a topping tail. And then look at the sell side action today, little downside weakness. And we actually were down lower until the markets rallied back. But I guess that's a good example of what I'm talking about with kind of a change in character. Another good change in character would be, take a look at JP Morgan. All right, JPM today, down sharply on the day, 1.5%. All right, notice how it had this huge rally into double top. Then yesterday it closes weak when the markets were green, slightly green. And that's a change in character. What happens today? It goes down. It's almost like the chart is telling you ahead of time that something's coming down the pipe. And ultimately, that's what happened. Downside support would be right here on JPM Daily, right around 59.30, 59.50 area, right in that vicinity. Okay, going over some of the commodities out there. Let's first look at the dollar and get a sense of the dollar. Dollar is actually stronger today, up about a dime. I think that's one of the main reasons why the markets are holding up. If we go to the intraday, take a look at this. So notice the early portion. So the dollar initially pushed up, and then it fell back down. What did the markets do today? Let's take a look at the SPY again on an intraday basis. Markets initially pushed up, and then fell back down. So you see the coordination there, how the market is literally following the dollar. Then the dollar starts to move up, 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 and then go sideways. What has the markets done from that point? Up, 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 and sideways. So really, again, I would stress to you that the markets are following the dollar, and that is ultimately what's wagging the market's tail here. I mean, that's controlling the markets. Okay, going to a couple of those commodities. As I mentioned, oil is flat to lower today, just coming off the lows of the day, but again, still off the low from yesterday. And one thing I want to point out to you guys on the oil trade, take a look at this. Really, you have a low, you have a secondary low, and a higher low. So low, higher low, higher low. Now, as long as that holds, you should be slightly bullish on oil. Okay? That's what I would focus on. Now, if you break this low and you make a lower low, if this is a low and then you go lower down here, then that's a negative signal and a good chance of a breakdown. So very simple. I mean, trading's not hard. It's just people don't spend the time to learn the basics. Once you learn the basics, you can look at a chart and say, oh, well, there it is, there it is, there it is, okay? All right, so next up, what I want to bring to your attention, we have silver today, SLV. Silver's going sideways, not much movement there. Gold's a little bit more interesting. Gold popped a little bit early and then has kind of sold off. Beautiful hit of the 200 moving average. Now, still you have higher lows. Low, higher low, higher low. So you'd still actually be slightly positive on gold. But the one negative here, and again, I want to stress this, actually you have a lower low here too. Here's a downside triangle pattern, and then you have this as well. So you're basically consolidating. I'd still be slightly positive on gold just because it's oversold, but really look for which way it breaks out. If it breaks here and goes and makes a lower low, then that's a negative. And same thing, if it breaks here and makes a higher high, then that's positive on gold, all right? I have a slight neutral to positive bias on gold right now. Okay? Let's see what else we have here. Just kind of scanning through. McDonald's is down slightly. Disney's down a little bit. Chevron's down a little bit on weakness in oil. IBM's down. But then we have some positives out there. Boeing is up nicely on the day. Verizon's up. Alcoa's up today as well. So a couple different, kind of a mixed picture today from Dow Jones Industrial Average stocks. Apple today is having a nice day, guys. Take a look at Apple, up $1.35. That is a great move. One of the reasons why the NASDAQ is stronger than the S&P and the Dow today is based on Apple. Also, if you take a look at Alibaba, which got crushed yesterday, great reflex bounce today. Great reflex bounce. I do think there might be a little bit more upside in Alibaba just because up here at this high, it never pierced the 120 level. Okay, but again, I think it's pretty much getting towards the end of that run. Once it gets above 120, I think it's pretty much done. But again, just between Alibaba and Apple, that's definitely helping the tech sector move up today. If we look at Amazon, Amazon's even up slightly on the day, although not much going on there. Baidu, which is the Chinese kind of Google, is down slightly on the day, was up earlier, and then Google itself, GOG, down slightly on the day. Although this actually is a bullish consolidation pattern on Google. There's a lot of bullish consolidation because the spiders, if you look at the spiders or the Qs, look at this bullish consolidation right here. And that's why I say, again, it's setting up on the S&P for kind of an end-of-day move. I would love to see a failure because failure would mean volatility, which is more trading opportunities. But right now, you can't assume that. You have to assume the markets are going to go up here. Okay? All right, guys, I think that's about it right now. I encourage you to come join us at InTheMoneyStocks.com, Profit with the Pros. Come take the Research Center 7-day free trial for swing trade alerts and more. Or you can play the options via the options alerts where we give our live options trades. Take care, guys.